Should you find yourself plunging nearly 5,000 feet beneath the undulating surface of the global ocean, a chilling biological transformation begins to unfold. The familiar, charismatic marine life of the sunlit shallows slowly dissolves, replaced by anatomical anomalies that seem to defy the very laws of natural aesthetics. The concept of cute is a foreign luxury that biology can no longer afford. Anatomies stretch into grotesque silhouettes, ocular organs swell to impossible dimensions or vanish into the darkness entirely, and limbs sprout from bodily regions where conventional science suggests they simply should not exist. Under the crushing weight of the abyssal plane has injected a chaotic and mutated code directly into the genetic framework of these organisms. Among all the denizens of this eternal night, none are more profoundly or terrifyingly altered by environmental pressure than the squids. As we descend through the various oceanic strata, these cephalopods undergo a process of creepification that escalates with every passing meter of depth. Why exactly does the deep sea produce such disturbing variations of the common squid? To grasp the physics behind these living nightmares, we must first categorize the realms they inhabit and the specific pressures that forge their terrifying shapes. In the topmost layer, known as the epipelagic zone, life remains relatively recognizable to the human eye. Here, you might find the reef squid, a creature of vibrant shifting colors and symmetrical beauty that fits our standard definition of a marine animal. However, once the depth gauge passes the 650-foot mark and enters the mesopelagic, often referred to in hushed tones as the twilight zone, the transformation truly commences. In this realm of eternal dusk, the firefly squid utilizes specialized bioluminescent organs to paint patterns against the dark, a trait that is arguably more enchanting than it is frightening. Nearby, the glass squid has mastered the art of near-perfect transparency, appearing to the observer as though its internal organs were suspended inside a delicate vessel of molded crystal. While unusual, these species have not yet crossed the threshold into true anatomical horror. That biological boundary is definitively breached at the lower reaches of the twilight zone by the Humboldt squid, reaching lengths exceeding 6 feet and weighing over 100 pounds. These are the first true deep-sea aggressors. They are equipped with powerful suckers lined with razor-sharp chitinous hooks designed for the sole purpose of shredding muscle and skin with mechanical efficiency. Unlike their shallow water cousins, Humboldt squids exhibit a terrifying social dynamic. They are known to hunt in coordinated packs, flashing strobe like patterns of white and crimson across their flesh to communicate during the slaughter. This behavior earned them the grim moniker of Red Devils. They are cannibalistic by nature, frequently devouring the weaker members of their own schools. Capable of jetting through the water at 25 miles per hour, they are vastly superior swimmers to any human diver, representing a hyper-aggressive force that serves as a warning of what lies even deeper. Descending further into the bathypelagic, or the midnight zone, we reach a place where sunlight is a forgotten myth and the temperature remains just a few degrees above freezing. This is the domain of Promachoteuthis, a creature so disturbing it seems to have been designed by a Gothic novelist. It is famously known as the squid, possessing what looks like human teeth. Upon first glance, the sight is paralyzing. A circular arrangement of what appear to be molars and incisors sits within its mouth. Fortunately for our collective sanity, these are not actual skeletal structures, but rather folded layers of complex soft tissue surrounding a powerful hidden beak. Nevertheless, the resemblance to a human dental structure is uncanny and profoundly unsettling. Because these specimens are incredibly rare and usually quite small, we know very little about their actual hunting behavior, which only adds to their enigmatic sense of terror. In this same lightless void, we encounter the undisputed monarch of deep-sea gigantism, the giant squid. For centuries, sailors' tales regarding the kraken were dismissed as drunken hallucinations or exaggerated myths, until physical evidence finally proved that 45-foot-long monsters were indeed lurking in the deep. This predator possesses the most massive eyes in the entire animal kingdom, exceeding the diameter of a standard porcelain dinner plate. These gargantuan sensors are specifically designed to detect the faint bioluminescent disturbances caused by the movements of their primary enemy, the sperm whale. The relationship between these two titans is one of the most violent spectacles on our planet. We know of the giant squid's existence largely through the carnage left behind on survivors. Sperm whales often surface with massive circular scars etched into their heads, the results of the squid's hooked suckers digging into their flesh during a life-or-death struggle miles below the waves. Inside the stomachs of captured whales, scientists have frequently discovered the only indigestible part of the squid, a massive obsidian black beak, capable of slicing through solid bone as if it were soft tissue. Below the midnight zone lies the abyssopelagic, an endless, silent desert of marine snow, the decaying organic detritus that drifts down from the productive surface. In this crushing pressure, we find Asperoteuthis acanthoderma, a squid so thin it resembles a ghostly drifting ribbon, trailing long hair-like appendages to sense minute vibrations in the silt. It is nearly gelatinous in its composition, a biological strategy used to save energy in a world where food is an extreme scarcity. But the true heavyweight champion of this zone is the colossal squid. Though the names giant and colossal are often used interchangeably by the public, they are distinct biological entities from entirely different families. While the giant squid is built like a lean, agile sprinter designed for quick strikes, the colossal squid is a biological tank. It is shorter than its giant relative, but significantly heavier, equipped with massive rotating hooks on its tentacles rather than simple suction cups. In a theoretical brawl between these two leviathans, the outcome would be a clash of conflicting styles. The giant squid has the advantage of reach and speed, striking with its whip-like limbs from a distance to avoid damage. However, the colossal squid possesses raw, brute power and significantly thicker armor. If the colossal squid managed to pull its rival into a close-range grapple, its rotating hooks would likely disembowel the giant squid in a matter of seconds. Fortunately for the balance of the marine ecosystem, these two behemoths rarely meet. The giant squid hunts in the relatively oxygen-rich waters of the midnight zone, while the colossal squid is a cold water specialist, lurking in the freezing high-pressure depths surrounding the Antarctic continent. Finally, we arrive at the absolute floor of our planet, the Hadal Zone. Named after Hades, the mythological king of the underworld, this region consists of the deepest trenches on Earth, such as the Mariana Trench, reaching depths of nearly 36,000 feet. In the upper reaches of this terrifying pressure, we find the big fin squid. This creature is the literal embodiment of alien life. It possesses a relatively small central body, but is equipped with 4 incredibly long, spindly arms that bend at distinctive, elbow-like joints. These limbs can trail for more than 20 feet behind the creature as it moves through the void. We have never successfully captured a live big fin squid for laboratory study, and our entire understanding of the species comes from grainy, haunting ROV footage captured by deep-sea explorers. Evolutionary biologists speculate that the big fin squid's bizarre anatomy is a masterpiece of energy conservation. In the Hadal Zone, physical movement consumes precious calories that are nearly impossible to replace. Therefore, the big fin does not actively hunt in the traditional sense, it simply drifts. It hangs motionless in the water column like a living spectral marionette, extending its vast net of arms to snag whatever unlucky organism happens to drift into its reach. Its skin is completely colorless and translucent, making it nearly invisible to any predator that might attempt to utilize bioluminescent searchlights to find a meal. It is a creature that exists on the very edge of biological possibility. As we reflect on these anatomical horrors, it is vital to remember that humanity has explored less than 5% of the world's deep oceans. The squids we have discussed, the red devils, the human-toothed monsters, and the 45-foot behemoths were all discovered largely by accident or through the circumstantial evidence provided by the bodies of whales. What else is lurking in the remaining 95% of that unexplored darkness? There may be variations of the big fin squid that grow to lengths we cannot yet conceive, or cephalopods, that have abandoned the concept of a solid body entirely to survive the localized pressure of the deep trenches. The creepy nature of these animals is simply the necessary price of survival in an environment that is fundamentally hostile to life as we know it. The deeper we go, the more we realize that the ocean does not just hold water, it holds the secrets of an alien world, hiding just beneath the surface of the waves, waiting for us to develop the technology required to finally see it clearly. Until then, the squids of the abyss remain the most terrifying and fascinating proof that we are not alone on this planet. We are merely staying on the surface,